Okay. Well, here we are. Just faux pas. Thank y'all for showing up at 3 o'clock, even though the email said 3:30. So I assume we're gonna have tons of people coming in at 3:30, and we will catch them up, and they'll have a recording. All right. Well, this is All In for Student Engagement, Part 3, Choice
Part
Board,
three.
Part 3. So we're gonna cover how to make those nifty, cutely packaged choice boards for your students to share lots of information in a really nice, neat way. So this is a choice board of sorts that we are choosing to share information with. And since we are working in Genially, you will be getting this presentation. We'll put a star in our main board. And just to remember, with Genially, you have this little hand up in the top right hand corner. You can click to see what is interactive on the page. So these are coinciding with the 5 pages that we'll be talking about. Again, that little hand will take you to them. So let's take a look at page 1. The choice board mania that is going on now is all responsible. He is responsible for it. Chris Shiner is how I think you say his name. Heather.
I'm not quite sure I always say Chris. But can we back up a little bit? And for those people who are just joining us for the first time,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
we should say who we are, maybe.
Oh yeah. Hey, we are Jessica Winston and Heather Miller.
Hello and welcome. It is Wednesday, hump day, as the camel would tell us.
Woo! Wednesday. Go
So
go.
some of you guys have been with us all week. This is the third part of a five-part course we put together um, about student engagements. We have part one that is all about Pear Deck. It's actually still going on. If you're still interested, it's connected on our Genially. Part two is gamification. We did that one yesterday. We'll be putting the recording, linking the recording to the Genially as well. And today, part three, as Jessica was saying before, choice boards. So
All right. So going
now
back in.
going back into
Back in. He's the inspiration. Also, I just want to let you know, I'm gonna hit this little hand. At the bottom, I have the ITS logo linked to go back to the main page. And just to let you know, you can go back to that choice board page. All right. So he has lots of good information on his webpage. He has a YouTube channel. He has an extensive Seesaw library. And we're going to link those things so that you can go back and take a look at some of the templates that he's already created for you. And we'll go from there. But he is the inspiration behind the choice board inspiration. Did I just say inspiration twice? I
yep,
think I did.
it's all
All
good.
right. We're going to move on to Genially, one of my fast favorites, probably my favorite for making choice boards, just because they're so gorgeous looking with minimal amount of effort. So this is a choice board that I created for Earth Day a few weeks ago in Genially, the program that we are currently in. And I was able to link several different games. So yesterday our class was about gamification. So we talked about Gimkit, Quizlet, a little bit of WordWall.net, and things for your students to actually interact with during maybe your Zoom meetings, or even to have them play on their own for homework or just for review. And so this is a choice board that has those links. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and it will take us directly to nowhere. Okay, so there's one link. So here is what the choice board looks like. And we're gonna take a look at her. And so when your students get this choice board, it's going to pop up on the screen. And again, that little hand will show all the interactive elements. So this is going to take me to Gimkit. If you haven't ever played Gimkit games with your kiddos, it's really fun. This is an Earth Day activity that I just went out and found that shares some vocabulary. And then when your students play it outright, you'll give them the code and you'll set up all of this information, and you have the choice to play the classic mode or team mode. That's one thing that I linked off to. And then also we're going to skip over to Quizlet. I have linked only the icons. And since I was in here playing Quizlet the other day, it remembers me. My name is in there. And so I can go through when you start the game to play it live. You can also, I believe, you can set it up to play it as in homework so the kids can go through. Is that correct, Heather?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So, and that's one reason why we wanted to create a choice board to go over some of the parts of this student engagement course that we came up with to show you, hey, if you are using any of these things, you can link them onto a choice board, which is what Jess is showing you now. So if you're wanting to do a GIM kit and give it to them as an assignment, link it here. Quizlet, link it here. And then they're able to go and explore those options on their own.
Okay. Another thing that Genially allows you to do is to embed video right into the choice board so your kids don't have to click out as much. Now, we understand with GimKit, you do have to go to the website and Quizlet and all those other things, but you can also embed your videos right in so it's just right on the page. So I just hyperlinked a very cute little YouTube song. I'm not going to play it for you, but that is an option. Wordwall.net is another one that you can play as practice. You can play real time, and you can also play this in a Zoom meeting by giving control over to your students. So this is one where they match the vocabulary with a picture model. Then today I went and I found a jigsaw puzzle. There's a website right here, Jigsaw Planet, where your kids can actually solve a jigsaw puzzle. And this one actually is um, it's a picture of the Earth. And so I just figured that would go along with Earth Day. And so I linked that puzzle in there as well, just by grabbing the website and then putting it directly in. So that is one of the choice boards that was made for Earth Day. And I will show you how I did the linking. Within Genially, you have all of this is fair game. You can link any of this. So if I wanted to link this entire box, I could. I'm not necessarily doing that. If I wanted to link the words, I could, the numbers and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap behind here this pink box, and then I'm going to look for the little hand, click on it, and then I have the option to link. All right, so there is that. And I'm just gonna, for sake of time, I'll just link to our main NEISD website. You wanna make sure that you have HTTP in front of it.
So
And then,
while you're typing that in, for those people that are just joining us right now, we're showing examples of Genially and Google Slides, but those are kind of the two that we're going to go over today as far as options for choice boards, because we want to show you all the example first before we really dive in and show you how to create them.
and so now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and click view. My choice board comes up. And then if I click anywhere in this pink spot, I can see now that that is interactive. And if I click on it, it will go out to the NEISD webpage. Food bank, yay. All right, so that's one way that we can use Genially to make choice boards. There are tons of templates in the Genially library, so you don't feel like you need to start from scratch. I have used, oh goodness, that's probably the hardest part about Genially is trying to decide which template I'm going to use. If you want clean spaces, I would stick with horizontal graphics, but you do not have to. There is a premium version and a paid version, and I'm going to make sure that I toggle on the free version so you can see all of the templates that you have available to use. They are constantly uploading templates, so sometimes you'll see this little new tab on there that just means that it is brand new and easy for you to use. This is where I sit most of the time for the choice boards, but of late I've kind of been venturing down here. I really like just large text and not a lot of squares on the page. That is important to know. So if I am making a choice board, I would probably stay away from something like this, just because there's a lot going on. Not to say that's a bad thing, but for a choice board, way too much information for your students and your parents. All right. So that is Genie Lee part 2. Here we go. And then we're
I
going to move.
think I think one reason to use one of those that have a lot of buttons is if you were to combine multiple weeks over a period of time,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like slow, you know, so you want to use the same Genially, but week after week you're adding more resources, but you always want them to refer back to the same one. So like the thing that we're doing right now, every time we're posting stuff, we're posting it to the same Genially. You guys have the same link every time, and you're always going back. So
Yeah, something like this would be good. So you could change from January to like week 1, week 2, all the way over to week 7 or week 9. So yeah, it's a good idea. All right.
is less is more
Less
when
is
it comes to
more.
toy sports.
Thanks. All right, so the next one is Slides Mania. Slides Mania has gotten hip to the game, y'all. They said, okay, we hear this choice board stuff, so we're gonna make some choice boards for you. So we have clicked on, I'm gonna go ahead and click on this choice board example, and this template is in Slides Mania right now. They actually have a couple that are choice board related. In fact, I'll pull those up. But here's the example that Heather created very quickly. She just hyperlinked the pictures. So get the info. This is going to take you to our All for Student Engagement main page. So you go ahead and get that. You can follow us on all of our Linktree information for NEISD. There's a resource Wakelet that is up now on my page. So you can, within your choice board, you can add a lot more information should you choose to do that. And then for our class, we asked participants to participate in a Pear Deck. And so we were able to link that in there. And then also to reflect on Flipgrid, can add all of that. Yay, lovely participants. And then also share what you made on Padlet. And so we linked all of those resources in one nice place, because this can be overwhelming if I give you just tons of long websites to go to. But this is just more palatable. It's easy, it's nice, it's gorgeous on the eyes, and we still get across all the information that we need to for students. But it's nicely labeled. So this is an example of a nice choice board that was made in Slides Mania.
It was made using a Slides Mania template in Google Slides.
In
So
Google Slides.
if you are already using Google Slides, I would highly recommend starting with Slides Mania, because it looks like we did hours of work and a small amount of time. It takes all of that pretty work out for you and does it all for you. So
Like, look at that one. This
yeah.
would have been amazing to have, where it breaks down the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, has your helpful links. So like your Zoom link, your it just links off to the web pages that you want. It's all in one nice little place. And that template is available to use for PowerPoint as well as Google Slides. And look at that. It's all there.
So Jess, can you backtrack a little bit, because we keep saying Slides Mania, but for those who have never heard of it, how do they get to Slides Mania? And if they were going to use a template, how do they get it to Google Slides? Because we have a couple of questions about that.
Okay, perfect. So I went to my web browser, typed in slidesmania.com, and it brings you to this main site, right? This is here. You have lots of different templates to use. You can start with education, because again, like I said, they kind of got hip, and there's choice boards right there for you. You can see that they have more than one set of choice boards and several different pages. So for the time being, I like this one. I'm going to click on that one, take a look at the picture, see if it's something that I like. I'm going to scroll all the way down and kind of get the description for that template. And then there's a little video on all of the information. It kind of walks you through that. Or you can toggle through the slides themselves. So let's say I like this template and I'm going to either download it as a PowerPoint template if you are comfortable using that, and you can put it right on your computer, or get the Google Slides theme. I'm going to do that because it's easier for me to share within the NESD Google network. And so if you look up at the top right hand corner, what they've done is they have allowed us to use this as a template. So I've got all of the pages here. This is how I get it into my drive. I'm going to go over here and tap use template. And then just like that, it is now in my drive. I have all of these slides. I can rename them to meet my needs. If I would like to share this with other people, the only thing that I need to do is make sure that this is not set to private, just by clicking that lock and going to advanced, changing private to anyone with the link. I would suggest doing that right away, just so later on you don't get into the creative groove and then send it out and people are going to be bugging you like, hey, I need access to your slides. Please give that to me. So now that this is in my my library, I can change any of these. These are all interactive. I can move these little pieces around. So let's say you wanted that to be different, and then hyperlink all of your necessary information.
So the nice thing about these templates is that the Slides Mania people have already linked like the sidebar over there where it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all those, they have linked those to the other pages. So really, if you wanted to change what the text is, but you'll notice that they're already linked to the right pages. So you don't have to go and figure out how to do that, which is really nice. And then they already have, like just showed, the buttons that say useful link. And she's going to show you how to hyperlink the button, but really you just change the text and you link it and you're good to go, and it's all pretty and ready for you. And it looks like you spent a ton of time and you didn't.
So there's the Zoom meeting, okay? And so I'm going to click on the box and go over here, click on whatever item you're going to be hyperlinking, and then you click the insert link icon. And so I'm going to go ahead and put in NEISD again and apply. And now that is hyperlinked. You could put in your Zoom meeting. And so I'll show you what that looks like in present mode. Okay, so this is what your students will see. And now I can click on this and it will take me directly to the NEISD website, which is pretty cool. Again, that was Slides Mania. It's online. All of this is done for you. And there are two, possibly templates that are already in choice board format for you. And obviously you do not have to stick to just the educational. You can go over here. I would highly recommend looking at the simple ones, because less is more for your kiddos.
Now, Jess, can you go back to the fun one again where we found that choice board before?
This one.
Yes. So for this one, we just used one of the slides. So we copied the template, but we erased all the other slides. So please do not feel like you have to, when you use the template and you get 20 slides, you do not have to use all of them. A lot of times Jess and I just picked our favorite one. Like we picked slide 2 on this one and created a choice board by linking those different icons.
You can change any of the text, and since these are already in there for you, like it's not just the plain text, it's ones that have a little bit of pizzazz to it with the drop shadowing. You just double click on that to change the text and the box will come up right there. But here, this is the one page that we used, and then we got rid of these extra pages. You can definitely use them, but just by highlighting them, I'm gonna highlight you and then delete them, you're all done. And sometimes we keep this last page around. I know I do, just in case I wanted to copy this shape and put it somewhere else. So maybe I wanted a little message down here for me or something. Or if I could, I maybe drag in my Bitmoji and say, boom. Hey, look. Okay. There. I don't know. You can be as creative as you would like. So yeah, that's one of the choice boards we found in Slides Mania. Really cool place to go so that you do not have to start from scratch. All right.
And we're going to give you guys the slides that she's going through right now, and they are linked with our examples as well as the web pages that we're using, so that you can go in and see how to create those.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
that one's
So both of Genially and Slides Mania, I really like because they already have those templates, and I just click use template. I can delete the pages I want or duplicate the ones I need and go. I don't have to start from scratch every time.
that's right. All right. Going on. Not to four. Yeah, to four.
Well, before you go back, before you go to us sharing it, Jess, can you show them again how to do the Genially? Because we pulled up the template, but I don't think
We
we
didn't
went
share.
through how to use that template to
Add things. Okay.
so we're going to go backtrack a little bit.
All right, so I'm gonna go in here. I've chosen my template, which was one of the choice boards. I've got all of my links in here, and then I'm ready to kind of go through and add it. And of course, if you want multiple pages in your Genially, you would just go to page view and add page. Um,
So can you
so,
show them how the template where you can just pick the pages that you want?
mhm, mhm. So I'll here. I think someone's trolling me again in my house. It feels very warm in here.
Make it.
Okay. So one of the let's see, we'll do this one because these have multiple pages. And I'm gonna go to free. And I like this one because it looks like a school. Gonna go ahead and use the template. Just like you did with Slides Mania, use this template. And before you even get into the Genially, it allows you to kind of say, hey, yes, I want this page. I like this bus. I like this pencil. I do not necessarily like this one. You can choose this one, doesn't I like that one. And you can choose which ones you want to use even before you get into the template. So I'm going to add that. Instead of adding the whole slide deck, you can pick and choose. Or on the back end, I'll show you, you can delete as you go. So let's say that I don't really like this pencil. If you hover over, you'll see the little trash can, delete it, and this guy looks real sad. You can choose to say, don't show me this again, and just delete it. Now, oh no, I really want that page now. I'm gonna go ahead and tap undo, or control Z or Command Z, and you can definitely get rid of it or keep it. Going back and forth. So that undo page is really nice in the Genially. Okay, so that's how you would add and get rid of pages within Genially like you would within Slides Mania.
So if you wanted to add an extra icon to link, how would you do that in Genially?
So I have some space right here. I'm going to go to resources. You can add any of the icons or pictures that are already available. You can definitely add your Bitmoji. So let's just start with an icon. I like this little circle. When you tap in a shape, they're all going to be gray. If you would like for it to be a certain color, like I want it to match this teal back here, you can use the hex code to get that. I'm just gonna grab here. Here's my picture. I'm gonna say purple, green. It will keep your last used pictures. I like that blue. I'll go ahead and use that one. But if I wanted to match it, I would use an extension called Colorzilla. and match it, but if we have time, I'll show you all that later. But this is my thing that I want to link. I've highlighted it and I've tapped on the little hand. And so I get these 4 options to click to. So if I want to go to a specific page in that slide, I'm going to go to that and then say, okay, I want it to go to my contact slide. So this one particularly is, how to get a hold of me. So I'm going to add a little text box there that says connect. And of course, you're not going to have it black. I'm going to change it to white. And I will make it 14 font. That's real tiny. So obviously you wouldn't make it real tiny like that. Let's do 36. Okay. Okay. So now the text is not, why does that look wrong? That's right. This is linked. I'm gonna go ahead and check my links by tapping the preview. And then I'm gonna click and it'll take me to that last page that I have it linked to. These are also linked. These are pictures that are already attached to the Genially slide. So if you do have a Twitter presence, you could do that. You could definitely take all of those out. Just checking on your pages. So any of these things, any icons that you see, these are currently locked. I can unlock them and then link them. Any of the pictures that you see available right here on the screen, all of them are up for grabs. Just unlock them and then link them. Hi there. And I can kind of preview. It's going to say that. So on that particular page, all I need to do is hover over and there's my little message. So that's how you hyperlink within Genially. Alrighty. And now we are ready to talk about sharing. I'm gonna go over here. So as you know, they can be shared both in Seesaw and Google Classroom, and I'm going to turn it over to Heather to share more about that. Heather's gone. I was wondering why it was so quiet, y'all. Heather left. She got kicked out for some reason. Okay, y'all can all hear me. And I see a hand, so Diana, okay, tried using one, okay. Okay, there she is. Am I recording this? Yes, I'm recording it. It's not okay, there we go. Diana, I hope you got your question answered. Yes?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Heather brought it up when she said there was a couple questions.
Awesome sauce. All right. Hey, Heather, you're back.
Yeah, I lost my internet, so now we're good, I think. So, sorry I missed it, but did you show them how to share the Genially and Google Slides with me?
I have not, but if you would like to share that, yeah.
Okay, yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Share that with me so I can show them how to put it into Seesaw.
All right, here we go. Da, 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 da. Oh, I have a small person.
I want to tell you something. Can you? Is it okay?
Wow, y'all. Hi. Hold, please.
Okay, so there's a couple of different ways to share the Geniallys and Google Slides. So if you are doing Genially and your team has Genially, then you can add them as a collaborator. And if they do not have Genially, then you can just use share, and then you can give them the link to the Genially and make changes there. So I think as most of you guys, we have children at home that come and talk to us while we have webinars. So,
yep.
Yes, if you can show how to share from the Genially, and then I
Okay.
will pull it up on my end and we can
All
pass
right.
the mic.
So right here, every Genially will have a specific link. And I'm going to open up my Seesaw class. Not Seesaw, sorry. Yeah. That's right. That's what I'm doing.
No, you're opening up Genially, friend,
Yes.
and you're showing how
Here
to
we
share
are.
the Genially with me.
I shared it with you. It's in your email.
No, I mean from here, like if you and I were going to collaborate,
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So here, up
Genially.
here, if I wanted to share with Heather or any of your team, you're going to go up here to collaborate, and then you would put in their name or their email. I believe you can put as many emails as you need, but you need to separate it with a comma. So there you go. I'm inviting her. And so now she has access to edit this. We cannot edit at the same time. We can't be in the same Genially at the same time, but she can go in and make changes and additions and things like that. So I'm all set. And then
So, and if you wanted to just share the link with me, like in the email or put it on our lesson plans for people to share out, how do you get the link for that?
So I'm going up here to this top pink share button, and then I'm going to take this first link, copy it, and then you can put it anywhere you'd like, email, message and Seesaw, that kind of thing. And it'll go, I can just paste it into this web browser, and then it should take me right into the Genially choice board that you guys are all seeing right now. So again, that was going up to the very top, share button, and copy. There you go. Are we good on your end now, Heather?
Yes, I think so. So I'm going to show you how to put that Genially and also the Google Slides into Seesaw and also Google Classroom. So I think,
Do you want me to stop sharing?
yes, please.
All right.
Um, we're having lots of fun, friends.
Yeah.
Hopefully you are too. It's going to be great.
I mean, it is Wednesday.
Okay. So you have children coming in. I have my husband coming in telling me about the internet. So it's wonderful. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. So a couple of things I'm going to show you. I have the link to the Genially that Jess shared with me. And what you'll notice is I'm in the presentation mode. I'm not in the collaboration mode. So if you just click the share button on Genially and share the link with them, this is what they will see. So they don't need to do anything. You can make the edits on your own side. But that's what will show up on their end is just the presentation mode. And really that's all you need if that's what you're sharing into your classes. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to the address bar and I'm just going to copy the link. So I'm using Control-C, but you could also right click. And then I'm going into my Seesaw class. Now there's two different ways to share the Genially with your family or with your students. It's as an announcement or as an activity. So it really depends on what you have on this choice board. So if you have a choice board that, let's say for Jess's Earth Day, she wanted to put it in there as part of the activity and then the students do something. So that would go in as your example for the activity. But if you're just sharing it with parents to have resources, maybe something fun on the side, like, oh, here are all the links to virtual field trips that your students can go on, or here are all the links to apps that I would suggest for your students to practice vocabulary or whatever it might be. So I'm going to show you those two different ways for Seesaw. So the first way I'm just going to choose is to send the announcement. So this is for if you are just sending it to them to say, hey, here's something extra. Here are just some virtual field trips. Here are different websites you can use that are helpful, whatever it might be. And you've combine them all on a choice board. So I'm going to send to students and family members. A lot of times we notice that teachers send an announcement just to family members, which causes a little bit of a hiccup when it comes to students being able to access that work. So I know for my daughter, her teacher sends us as family members, the parents, a link to the Zoom chat, but she's on a different device. And so when it's time for her to get onto the Zoom chat, we have to go and type in the numbers for her. So if it was sent as an announcement to the students, then she could click from the device that she was on because she signed in to Seesaw. So I would highly recommend, if you're sending an announcement that's beneficial to both the parents and the students to have access to, send it to both of them, please. So once you are here with the announcement, you're going to just choose Add Attachment, click Link, and then just Control V and paste the link in here. And then you'll just click on the check mark 2 times to save that to your announcement. So it pulls up a little preview. I'm gonna click the check mark again. And then you can type the announcement here if you want to just say, you know, check out these extra resources, or check out these virtual field trips, or check out these, whatever your choice board is made of. And then I can just click Send Now. So once it sends the message, it will show up in the student announcement and the family one. And this is how it shows up on the parent side as well. And then they just click the link and they can get to that choice board that you created. It is the same thing for Google Slides, but I want to show you a little trick. So here's my Google Slides presentation. And I want to share it. This is the one that I created that Jess showed you guys before. But when I click share and it gives me that share link, I want to show you something that you can change. Some of you might already know that you can change the word to edit, word to copy, to force someone to copy it. But you can actually also change edit to the word present, and it will put it right into the presentation mode. So again, I'm just clicking the link, same as the Genially, and I'm pasting it in. But now at the end where it says edit, all I want to do is change that to present. And then I can choose the check mark. Now, if you don't want all the arrows and stuff at the bottom, then you can change a couple of other words, but I'm not going into details about that right now. I'm just letting you know, change edit to present, click the check mark, and it's going to say, hey, we think this is a Google Drive folder. What if you loaded it that way? I don't want to load it that way because I don't want it as a PDF. I want it as a link. So all I'm doing is choosing continue. Once I click continue, it's going to keep it as a link for me. And then I just check mark one more time. And again, I can say, here are the class or the weekly class resources, or however, whatever you would like to say to your families, and then send it. Oh, I didn't select. Selecting students and families, and then that link will be green. And again, this is my Genially link, this is my Google Slides, same thing, I linked them both. So when I click on there, it gives me the presentation mode for Genially. Ta-da! And if I click on this Google slide, remember, because we changed edit to present, it's going to pop me right into the presentation mode and not take them into like the Google Slides file edit view only mode, which makes it very pretty for them to just click on all the numbers of my links. Okay, so that is how to put it in as an announcement. So let's check how to put it in as an activity. So I'm going to choose the green plus button and choose Assign Activity. And it's going to spin for a long time. And then when I add it in, I'm going to add it in as a multimedia example. So you can start from scratch and create a fresh new activity, or maybe you found an activity that you like, but you just want to add your own choice board in, you can do that as well. So let's pretend that we're just doing that. I'm going to go and find another activity that I've already completed here. That's already done for me. So let's say you were searching either our school district library or our community library, and you found one that you love. You can just choose that one. So let's just say I'm choosing, let's say, I don't know, Miss Norman's here. And I like all this, but she doesn't have an example for them to click on. And I made my choice board off of this. So I'm going to click the 3 dots. No, I'm not. I'm going to like it first. Excuse me. So I'm going to show you. If you click the 3 dots and there's no copy and edit, it's because you didn't choose the heart. So a lot of times people are like, I don't even have the option to copy and edit. That's why. Because you have to like them. You have to give them credit first. Put a little heart on there. And then you can do the 3 dots and choose copy and edit. So now I want to keep all of the things she did. She added all these beautiful emojis, added this really cool template. So I'm going to come here to add multimedia instructions. And again, just like I did the announcement, I'm going to click link and I'm going to paste in the link. And remember, I'm changing that edit to present. And that's the same thing whether you're doing the Genially or the Google Slides. You're just pasting in the link. Genially, you don't have to change to present, but for either one of those, you're clicking link and you're pasting it in. So I'm going to choose continue. So now here is my link, and it's ready and attached to my activity. So I can choose save. And now I have my link there and I have my template and I'm ready to go. And so I can just assign it. I'm assigning it to my class. I would highly recommend adding folders if you have not already, because it helps to filter the work in your class. And this is a science one we're pretending. So I'm just going to add a science folder. Week feels like 1,546 in my book because I don't even know what day it is. And then I can add that. So now it's adding to all my students, and I'm adding a folder and assigning it to my class. All right, so now the students, when they see this, they're going to see the link, which they can click on, and it takes them to that presentation mode. And when they click add response, they'll see the template that the teacher before had already created, which is great. All right, so before we go to Google Classroom, I'm just going to pause for a second and just see if there are any questions about Seesaw. And Jess can let me know if any of them popped up on there.
No questions right now.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go open up my Google Classroom. But if you have a question, please type it in. We're ready to go. Oh, Diane, you thumbs up. I love it. Showing me you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to go down here to should move this up, but I didn't. Go to my Google Classroom. So in Google Classroom, there's 2 different ways that you can share your work. You can share it on the stream, which is like an announcement that we did in Seesaw, or you can share it in classwork, which is like the activity version of Seesaw. So both of these ways, you either have the announcement, the stream, or the activity, the classwork. So both, either whether you're using Seesaw or Google Classroom, you have those 2 options. So if I just want them to know about it, they don't have to complete anything, I'm just going to go to the stream. And I'm going to say pretty much the same thing as what I did with the announcement in Seesaw. You know, check out these, or check out the weekly class resources. And then I'm going to choose add and just choose the link and paste it in. And so again, I'm going to change that to present. and add the link. And there's my Google Slides, and I post it. If I'm adding Genially, it's the same way. I'm just getting that Genially link, adding the link, pasting it in, and then it populates my Genially link, and I can say, check this out, and it gives me all the choice boards. So either way, you're just choosing to add a link and then pasting either Genially or Google Slides. And this just shows up as an announcement in the stream. Now, this is a little squirrel moment, but if you're using Google Classroom, you might have noticed that all of the things that you post on classwork show up on your stream. You can change that by going to the settings, the gear over here, scrolling down, and under general, it says classwork on the stream, and you can just choose to hide the notifications. So if you have been bombarded by things on the stream, choose hide notifications, and only the things that you post as an announcement on the stream will show up. So just side note, heads up on that. So let's go to how you would post it in classwork. So I'm going to create a new assignment. And then you can put however you want. So let's just say, I'll just pretend that we're doing like a science choice board. And then I'm going to, again, click add, click link, and paste it in. Because most of the time on your choice board, you're going to have something for them to do. So whether it's the Quizlet that you want them to go play, or it's a Google form that you want them to fill out, the Pear Deck student paste, you can link those all on your choice board. And so you know that they've completed it by putting that on your choice board. So I'm going to go ahead and assign it. And then they have this, and then whenever they're done, they just do the choice board and they mark it as done. You can always, with the assignment, you can always add other things on there as well. So when I add the Google form or Google slide one, I'll show you that. So I'm going back to my Google Slides here. I'm pasting that link. Okay, so let's say I have my Google Slides, but I want them to create a form at the end so that it will grade the form. So they have all these different options for them to test out things, watch videos, look at these materials, but I do want them to fill out a quiz at the end. All you'll need to do is just do add from your Google Drive and find that form. So I'm going to just say, just type in quiz here. So it'll come up with my, there we go, community quiz. So right here, you know that the grades will import right here where it says grades importing. Just make sure that you have that turned on and it will import all the grades for your class. So I'm just going to label this science lesson for week whatever. Okay, so, and right now I can't turn on because I haven't properly like filled out the quiz on there. So it doesn't quite, it doesn't collect the email addresses and all that stuff. So, but once you do that, you will be able to turn on that grade importing. If you do not see the grade importing, you've loaded the quiz in there incorrectly. Either you pasted the link or something, but if you wanted to add a form in there, make sure you do add and then Google Drive. So I can paste my choice board, whether it's Genially or Google Slides, and then I can also add a form on there as well. So they can be added all together. And so there's this one I did where I just posted the choice board, and then this one has both of them in order for them to complete. All right, so let me check, make sure there's no questions about that. Those are just the ways that you would share both of those items. And I'll give you, like, if you guys want to just pull and press the space bar and just ask your question, you can do that too if you don't feel like typing it all out. I'm gonna give you guys wait time. Make sure. Okay. So Sonia, I just went over on how to do that on Seesaw. Do you have a specific question on how you would want to post it?
No, I'm talking about the recording, because you said this about this doing a grade form. What if, how would you,
Oh,
okay.
like to import the grades into Seesaw?
No, yeah, I'm trying to see, okay, because I know there was like that, I saw that you did an activity
Mm-hmm.
in Seesaw, or you just picked an activity that they turned in. How would you do, could you do something similar to this on Seesaw?
Yes, for sure. So you can just add the link for your choice board on here. And then you can just add the Google form link on there as well. And you can just refer to the Google form when they're finished. And when they add the response, they can add their grade, or they can add a reflection of how they did on the Google form. But Seesaw doesn't import grades. It does have skills, which are TEKS, that you can mark how well they did, which is beneficial if you want to try that out. So for each skill that you mark on there, let's just say I edit this one. So you can add different skills. You can even create your own skill. So let's say I'm adding, I don't know, alphabetize. So now you can see I have one skill under there. And so once a student turns something in, we're just going to pretend that Alice did all of her work here. Once a student turns something in, then you can mark the skills depending on how well they did. So they have a stars scale. And so on here, I can say, oh, look, Alice didn't do very well. So I'm going to come over here and give her just 1 star, and then I can send the work back to her. Right now I have 4 stars set up. So if I just want to do 3 stars, because most everyone is doing like the incomplete, in progress, complete, you just go to the wrench and scroll down to skills, and I can just say 3 stars, and then I can put, that's the color scheme I want, or you can choose the same color scheme. Students and parents do not see this. This is just for you and any co-teachers that are a part of your class, so you don't have to worry about them seeing what you've rated their post. So once I come back to the skills, now I have just 3 stars, and then I can mark that student's work and just say, oh, she didn't quite do anything, so I'm going to give her 1 star. And then to see everybody's work all in one, then I can go to my skills option and see, oh, okay, so Alice has turned in 1 thing, but it was red. So she's still in progress on that because I sent it back to her and she didn't do it or not in progress, it's incomplete. This one is yellow, so it's in progress. And then if there's any green ones, and I can click on this at any time and see what it was, and I can even change it. Oh, she corrected it, so I can move it back to green, whatever it might be. So that is if you were wanting to kind of do like a grading scale in Seesaw, because they don't have anything like that. The other thing is if you wanted to add a sticker or anything like that to show them they did a good job, that's a whole nother class, but you can always go back and choose copy and edit item, and then you as a teacher can go in and add some words or a picture that acts like a sticker that says great job on there to give them kind of like 100, whatever it might be. Okay, so the other thing that we want to talk to you guys about is on our Genially here, we have several different options. And as we mentioned at the beginning, this is part 3 of a 5-part course. We've already started our Pear Deck student paste. And if you have not checked that out yet, it is still linked right here. We did the gamification yesterday, so we will be changing this link to the recorded webinar. And then, as you know, you're in this one right now, but we will be linking this star right when this is over with the presentation that Jess was showing you earlier, because we have all the links to our samples and the websites that we were talking about, all that good stuff. So if you are in any of these parts, please take some time to try one of those things out, because we will be putting a Padlet right here, or we're thinking Padlet, but trying to find the best way to do that. But we're going to be linking an option right there for you to add your own work. So that's like the make and take. So you can earn an extra hour just by taking one of these things that we're teaching you about and creating something for your class and sharing it with us. So we're so excited to see what you guys create, whether you've been in all of our classes or this is your first one. We're excited to see. And okay, perfect. So we'll wait around and see if there's any questions. We're getting the attendance for this class from our Zoom report, so no need to fill out an exit ticket or anything like that. But please make sure you come back to the Genially, because I think Jess is updating that Genially very soon. So you will have,
Heather,
yes.
yesterday, after this was done and y'all showed what you're showing right now, I wasn't able to find it to be able to go to the site, sign up now.
You weren't able to see this link, this Genially link?
Right. The only thing I could do was just take a screenshot because I couldn't find where to go to it to be able
okay.
to
So
sign up.
The email that we sent out in Eduphoria has the link to this Genially.
Okay. I thought it was just the link to sign in for.
So we gave you 2 links. One is and we can put it in the chat as well for here, but one is the Zoom link to get to this class, and one is for the Genially.
And then the ones to sign up in Eduphoria are actually linked on those black buttons next to Memory Book. So I'm going to get that one and put it in the chat. If you want to sign up again for tomorrow, I'll just put the whole Eduphoria link in there if that will help.
Yes.
I have a quick question.
Ask away.
I saw, you like I said, you blew my mind with the seesaw using the skills.
Oh yeah, it's very cool.
That's because that is so similar to what I use for when I'm grading my work on my kids. So what I was asking is, I noticed that there was a workshop on monitoring progress for Seesaw this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be covered that you're using that? I can't remember what the name of it is. I'd have to look on my.
I'm assuming so. I'm not quite sure who's presenting that, but I would think yes. Monitoring progress would be the skills portion of Seesaw. So you should be good to go if you want to learn more about skills. There's also a blog feature that's in Seesaw that makes it really simple, because right now students cannot see each other's work. So if you wanted to showcase something that a student did, it's very easy to set up the blog. And I'm going to show you guys that real quick because it's already 4 o'clock. We're done with the choice board. So if you guys still have questions, we'll be happy to answer. I just want to show you this one feature real quick. So this blog feature, it doesn't show up automatically. You'll see I just have 4 options right here. But when I go to the wrench, I can actually turn on the class blog, and it walks you through how to set it up. And you can set up, it says public blog, but really you don't have to share it with anybody, and students can access this blog within their account. So let's just say I labeled it Miss Miller's class, and I can choose a blog URL that just says like Miller Seesaw. It'll show me if it's available. Oh, not available. So I'm just gonna say 2020. Let's see if it, nope. Oh, I think it's because I have Seesaw in there. You're not supposed to use words.
Yeah, the one that I'm talking about is on during Datapalooza on July 22nd or something like that.
I think that is taught by Kathy Hurlbird, and yes, she will be going over skills. Yes.
Is this it? Is that the one that hold on.
This should be the right one.
Okay, I picked the wrong one. Okay.
So when you enable the blog, you can password protect it. You can always go back to the gear and change the header image and all that good stuff. But the blog now shows up over here, and then I can take any of my journal posts and share them to the blog, and the students have access to the blog on their account. So I can click the 3 dots and just, oh, sorry, not 3 dots. I can come over here to the blog option and just click the blog, say publish to the blog, and then when I come over here, now it shows up, and any of my students that sign in to here will just see the post that I have assigned to the blog. So it's a great way to showcase and share what other students are doing in the class, just on a private thing, and they don't have to leave their Seesaw account. They just get that little blog image that shows up. And you can turn on comments for them or not in your settings. So just another option as you explore Seesaw.
Can you go over that again? I'm sorry. Where did you see, like, let's say this ocean activity was very blah, 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 boom. Where would I put it? I would go to the blog section. How would I post it so that I could celebrate it with kids?
So you would go to the wrench and make sure you have enabled the blog.
Okay.
And then if you've enabled it, you'll see the blog icon over here. And then on the journal feed, when you scroll down to any of the posts, you're going to see the blog icon underneath it. So let's just say this one, I think this one's a great one to share. I can just click on that little blog post icon, and it will publish it to our blog. And so then the students will be able to click on blog and see all the posts that were shared.
Okay, but the kids can't do anything to them, right?
They can comment on them if
comment, but they can't.
They can't edit them or anything.
Okay.
Right. Nope. Okay.
And then if a kid, how would I do it? Like, say a kid put an inappropriate comment. Can I remove that inappropriate comment? Or do I just banish?
Every comment that's posted, you will have to approve it.
So how would you set that up? Would you set that up under the wrench?
Yes, so in the wrench, on the blog, you have blog settings, and you can enable the comments on the blog, and that automatically requires them to have approval. And so you would get notified when there's a comment, and then you just say approve or delete. And you're good to go. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then it would notify me, oh, this student made a comment. And then if
Correct.
they made an inappropriate comment,
Correct. Then
I
you
could
can,
take, what I make is, how would I say that inappropriate comment? Just so
uh,
that I could document, like I have a bullying incident where I could say that this student said something inappropriate. Would I just take a screenshot of it?
I would just take a screenshot of it and then delete it. Right.
Okay. I was just thinking of all contingencies.
No, yeah, for sure.
No.
So there was a question about the Pear Deck. Oh, yes, yeah, sorry. Jessica and I have been in and out of webinars and meetings today, and so we have not had a chance to respond to your email. But really, the Pear Deck class that you attended on the student PACE course that you participate in on Monday, you get an hour of credit for that no matter what. Like, you don't have to create something in order to get credit. Once you've gone through all of the student PACE Pear Deck lesson and you've added the response to Flipgrid, which is the very end, then you're done. So we check who has responded on there, and we check the Flipgrid, and that's 1 hour of credit. And if you wanted to do your
So
own,
if we attached like I attached a Flipgrid lesson, don't I get an extra hour for that?
correct, yes, that's extra. So if you wanted to do your own Pear Deck and you've sent it to us and you've put it on the or you've put it on the Padlet, that's an extra hour of credit. You do not have to do that. It's just that's like the make and take portion that we were talking about earlier. So any of these sections here, anyone can do the extra for, you can do Pear Deck, you can do Gimkit, you can do a choice board and send it to us for an extra hour of credit.
But if I do another one for Friday, I get an extra credit for it too, right? Like I did a choice board. That would be extra for make and take.
Right. So we're giving 1 extra hour of credit for something you create. So you're just picking one of the things that we chatted about and sharing it with us.
Okay, so I've already done that requirement, right?
Right, for sure.
So
Now, we still want you to try other things, but to get the extra hour of credit, if you've already sent us a Pear Deck, which I believe you have, I don't have all the names in front of me, but then you already have that extra hour.
So I would have told us, so the max we could get is 6 hours, right?
Max you can get is
5.
5.
Oh, 5, okay.
Can you let us know? Can you let us know tomorrow if those of us who have did that have completed those 2 things, the Flipgrid and the
Yes,
1 hour?
I'm trying to go through all the Pear Decks because we had a lot of people add their stuff. So we're going to send an email with the people that have completed part 1, 2, and 3 in the morning, just to say, hey, check, you've done this. Or if you've already created the make and take part, we'll put that on there as well. So
Perfect.
you guys can do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for joining
Thank
in
you.
with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stephanie, did you still have a question? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this webinar. Thank you guys so much for joining in.